Hello citizens and welcome back. This is our match reaction to Man City 8, Salford City 0 in the FA Cup. Make sure to hit like, hit subscribe. Let's jump into it. So for me, a potentially tricky tie done, over with, and to be honest, we look like City of old in previous seasons where we could go into these games not at our best. You know, not with our full first team out, and not really at full gear either, just coasting through second and third gear and still racking up 5 or 6 goals. This is the City that I've missed these last 4 months. Been one of our better ones. So yeah, big performance from us, to be honest with you. And I thought pretty much everyone that came into the team showed up. You know, they all wanted goals towards the end, and yeah, it's one to be happy with, isn't it? Because like I said in the match preview, we could go out, and I think if Salford had scored at pivotal moments in that game, it would have obviously altered the scoreline, but I think it would have been more tricky for us. But let's get through it. Look, Pep shake things up. He put Nunes at right back. We saw Nunes at full back against United have a bit of a disaster class all the way through that game, and the 2 late United goals came through him. And to be honest with you, he was on his way for most of that game anyway. He was making mistake after mistake. But in this one, he did a little bit better at right back. You know, alongside him, he had Simpson, Pussy, and Ake. And then on the left, he had O'Reilly. Midfield was Gundogan at CDM as captain. And then you had McAtee and Grealish in the middle with Ducko on the left, Savino on the right, and Mabama up top making his debut. First half, we started off well. We started off bright. I thought the youngsters shone today. You know, O'Reilly, I thought was brilliant throughout the entire match. Real highlight. Looking forward to seeing his future because he looks a really good player. And he was playing out of position today as well. He played at CDM for us last time he played. But this time he's played at left back. And his ability to carry the ball out when he's got it and his confidence on the ball, I think it showed. And to be honest, all the way through the game, all I could think was, I wish we had a right back like him as well. Because with him on the left and someone similar to on the right, man, what a ball playing team that would be. He looked super good today, O'Reilly. Really impressed with him again. Simpson Pussy alongside Ake, I thought them two had a bit of a tough time in that first half. And again, I think if Salford had scored, which they should have done, I think it was when we were 2-0 up. After Mabama got that goal, great move by Nunes, who carried on his run. And then he gets the ball back from Savino. You know, Nunes just glided past 3 or 4 players, and none of them tracked him back there. And he chips it back into the middle for Mabama to score his first goal for the club. The first goal, again, that was a wonderful work goal. You know, to take the lead. That was Doku getting that one again, putting in a pretty big performance. But at 2-0, going towards half-time, if Salford had taken their chances, you know, they took a short free kick, whipped in a nice little ball into the 6-yard box, and their player completely miskicked it, made a mess of it. Then shortly after that, they had another chance. If he puts that in instead of putting that wide, it would have been 2-1. But instead, we went up the other end of the pitch, got a third, and then we got a fourth very quickly. And I think that would have changed the game if we'd gone in at half-time 2-1 instead of 3-0 up. I think it would have changed it a little bit in the second half. Might have played out a little bit differently rather than us just coasting to victory in the end with 5 second half goals. And I also think that there were, even though we won 8-0, there were some slightly poor performances. I thought Ake at halftime, he came off, and I thought for the main defender that we had, you know, you look at O'Reilly playing at left back, Nunes at right back, then Simpson Pussy in the middle alongside him. Ake was one that needed to step up and stand out. I think he was just, I'm not saying he wasn't in the game, but I think he got out-muscled at one point. He didn't jump for the ball high enough, and I thought his positioning was a little bit off. I mean, the big chance they had in the second half was Simpson Pussy just watching the ball come across him in the 6-yard box. That being said, he went on for hard time for Akanji, and I thought Akanji put in a really solid performance when he came on. I thought he made the defence look slightly better. And then going into the second half, you know, we got the early goal. And after that, it was just, like I said, it just coasted to victory after that. We didn't go through the gears. I wouldn't say that we went through like 4th, 5th, or 6th gear today. I thought we never really got past 2nd or 3rd gear. But I think Salford just stopped running once that 4th goal went in early on in the second half. And then we just powered on the pressure. We got a couple of penalties. McAtee got his hat-trick. And yeah, game was done and dusted. But let's talk about the highlights, because the highlights for me are the youngsters in this game. And I've already praised O'Reilly. I think he looks like a brilliant player. And again, you know, he's so confident on the ball. Even at left back, he's winning the ball inside his own box. And he's not calm. He's not like just casually whacking the ball forward or anything like that. He's just taking his time, taking a breath, stepping past the forward that's closing him down inside the box, knocking it past him, running onto it, and then flicking the ball on the inside. He did that so many times. And if you look at one of the goals, it was his goal, the one he scored, the 3rd goal. You know, he wins, he gets the ball, casually plays it forward, but he just carries on jogging forward. He doesn't really make that sprint, but he just casually makes forward. He knows he'll find the ball eventually, just gets into the box, patiently waits. Doku does brilliantly. Doku, again, probably his best performance for us for a while. Gets past his man, cuts it back to him, and really nice finish. And that kind of summed up his game, and I think he deserved that goal. Just like Mbama deserved his goal as well for the amount of running he was doing throughout it. So for me, massive highlight. McAtee, it was funny because just before he scored his first goal, I said that he's not really been on it. I thought his passing today was really off. And I thought that for most of the City team, Gundogan was at fault for it, Kovacic when he came on. Them short little passes where you're like 5 yards away from each other in the middle of the pitch. I thought so many of them went astray. Bit bizarre, but again, I think against better opposition, we got Brentford on Tuesday away from home. I think those little short passes will probably be made. I think we switched off somewhat in the second half. But before that, I don't think McAtee had really taken his chance that well. But then suddenly he pops up with a hat-trick, and you're asking yourself, how can he get left out in the next game, even though he wasn't particularly great throughout. But yeah, good performance in the end for me. Like I said, gets a hat-trick, gets his first goal for the club he had, then finished off with the match ball and man of the match. Ahead of him, Mbama, I thought he put in a good performance. He only got the one goal. And I'm a little bit disappointed in Jack and Doku as well. They took the penalties, and they should have given it him. At least someone gave him a penalty. I don't know if he must have wanted the ball. He must have wanted the penalty, the chance to score another one. But I'm a little bit disappointed in them. I know in these kind of games, everybody wants to score. When you're racking up 8 goals, everybody wants to be on the score sheet. And you want everyone to be on the score sheet. But give Mbama a chance. He was asking for the ball all the time. He was making run after run after run, just like Haaland does. He wasn't getting the ball. They weren't putting crosses in because everybody wanted the glory for themselves. Give him a chance to score, But regardless, solid performance. He looks decent as well. And he played with a massive smile on his face, which is good to see as well, because over the last few months, a lot of these players have not been smiling. Other highlights. I think Gundogan, again, was he at his best? No. Has he been at his best since he come back to the club? No. But it's nice to see him captain again, the treble-winning captain back at the club, playing as captain. And I thought he marshalled that midfield really well. Another highlight, Nunes. Gave him stick for playing at left back against United, and when he went to right back against them, he made so many mistakes. And in this one, defensively, look, he's not a defender. He made a massive air kick at one point as well, which nearly cost us when they nearly nipped in ahead of him. But going forward, I think Nunes was brilliant. I think his passing was good. He was switching the play, the number of times he'd feed it through to Savinho or Doku, whoever was alongside him. The Mbama goal, the second one, he does really well to carry on his run, gets inside the box and cut it back. Nunes played really well today. Doku, another highlight. His best performance of the season was against Forest for us. Then Pep takes him out of the team like he did with Jack. Then he's not had any consistent minutes, and he's been struggling ever since. But in this one, he started the game, and he gets past his first man. He gets an early goal. And after that, his confidence was high the entire match. And I've said it a few times recently, but it does remind me of Sterling, When he starts off a game well, his confidence is high throughout the match. But when he starts off poorly, like misplaces a pass, or he doesn't get past his man on the first attempt in the opening 10 minutes, his head drops, and then he suddenly just disappears from the entire game. But in games like this, when he gets an early goal, he just wants the ball all the time. He's going for his man all the time. Contrasting that to Savinho on the other side, who back on the right-hand side, even though he was going past his man, there was one occasion when he got manhandled a little bit, fell into the camera pit, and after that, he just nose-dived as well. So Doku and Savinho need to work on that. When things don't quite go their way, they just need to pick themselves up, try again, because eventually it's going to work. Today, it worked for Doku, didn't work for Savinho. Which one will be dropped for the Brentford game? I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, some good performances in there. And like I said, even though we didn't get through the games, we scored 8 goals. So yeah, we got 8 goals. We kept a clean sheet. And the one thing I said in the match preview is that we're not very good at keeping clean sheets. We're not very good at scoring goals. We've done both today. We weren't playing the first team either. There was no Haaland. There was no De Bruyne. And a lot of the team were missing. So yeah, we can take a lot of credit that Foden only came on in the second half, along with Kovacic. So there's a lot of positives to take out there. And I hope City have learned lessons from letting some of our youngsters go in the past for really cheap. Because some of the youngsters we've got still, and the ones that are coming on like McAtee, O'Reilly, like I said, really impressed with him. And Mbama. These players deserve a chance. These players deserve more minutes. I know it's not always easy to give it the most, but the number of competitions we've been in through the season, the way the team's been performing in the last few months, youngsters deserve a chance. And every single one of them got on the score sheet today. you know, take that into consideration. And Simpson Pussy nearly got on the score sheet as well. Remember, his header was cleared off the line in the first half. I do actually think he should have put that in, or at least done better with it. But yeah, all 4 youngsters that started could have gotten the score sheet. And we've once gotten a hat-trick. I hope we've learned our lessons. I hope we have. And that's it. That's the match reaction. It's been fun. You know, I didn't expect this to happen. So yeah, thank you. Thanks very much for watching. And big credit to Blue Moon in the comments in the match preview. She said it was going to be 7-0 to Salford. I will never doubt you again. Next time, tell me it's going to be 7-0. I will believe you it's going to be 7-0. Or in this case, 8-0. Thank you very much for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe. Keep an eye out next week. We are probably going to do a watch along for the Brentford game. Be fun. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.